heading to the New York Historical Society to learn about the history of this great city. That's right here, right now, on the Weekday Report. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Weekday Report. Today, we're at the New York Historical Society, which has everything about New York. All the way from its beginnings as a small village in the early 1600s to the modern megacity that New York is today. Right now we're in front of the railroads exhibit, and as you can see on this plaque, which lists some of the models used here, this historically depicts New York's very extensive transit system. But there are a lot more exhibits than this to get to, so without further ado, let's go. Taking the 3 from Brooklyn all the way to 72nd Street, we walked east towards Central Park, then made right to the museum, and after a few blocks, we were there. This unassuming chair behind me may look like a wooden chair in a glass case, but is actually one of the genuine chairs used in the first presidential inauguration in around April 1789. These were one of the few chairs to survive the fire of 1812 when British troops stormed on the White House. Apparently, it looks like this chair was saved and eventually brought to the Museum of New York. This exhibit actually has plenty of historic artifacts. Excavated from around Broad Street. Made between 1770 and 1790. So, a lot of old artifacts are presented in this museum, Tattooing has had a long history in New York City, but it's probably in its most successful in the late 19th century and early 20th century, as you can see here. The Bowery, which is a common area in New York today, was home to many tattooers in the 1910s and 20s, as you can see in this photo. Like, for example, Mildred Holt was famed to have tattoos all over her body. Over 300, in fact. Or Bill Jones, who founded multiple businesses off of the tattooing industry. But sadly, tattooing hit a roadblock. On November 1st, 1961, tattoos were banned in New York City for 35 years. The New York Health Department reportedly said that it was unlawful and banned it, but people had a way of getting around the laws. Some opened their shops quietly in the early morning hours in back rooms of private apartment buildings, or even in basements. And some just carried out their work in other places. Many tattoo artists had to move out of state. However, eventually the ban was lifted, and tattooing entered a whole new era.
Brought into it by my father. My father started tattooing when I was about 4 years old, and he tattooed out of the house because it was illegal at the time. So he had a very professional kind of studio that he set up.
This part of the exhibit symbolizes modern tattoo art. The New York City Health Department thought that tattooing had died out during their 35-year ban, but it was actually very much alive. All of these people in this exhibit explain how their tattoos helped them attain a sense of self-identity, and with stills like New York Ink and black ink crew, tattoos are really becoming a self-respected art form. Even if some don't want to get tattoos, it's important. What I learned from this exhibit is important to know that it should be respected, not as an outlaw practice only suitable for bikers and criminals, but as a respected art form suitable for all types of people. Next, we visited the railroad exhibit, which has a full timeline of events. After climbing down a flight of stairs, we came into a whole new section of the museum, including a children's section. Here there are 3 exhibits. 1 was closed, but 2 were open. This exhibit is dedicated entirely to the athlete Muhammad Ali, who, as you know, has died recently. His original boxing gloves, robes, plus memorabilia from his long-standing career. Next to the paintings are quotes, such as this one, "I'm free to be what I want." But one of the most amazing things that strikes me about Muhammad Ali is his stance against war. As you can see right here, he evaded the Vietnam War and took a mobile stance against it, refusing to be drafted. And even though he was fined $10,000 and was stripped of his heavyweight title, he still stood firm with his decision. To me, that's one of the strongest things a person can do. Well, as I'm leaving this magnificent museum, the New York Historical Society presented me new ideas about things that I didn't really think highly of before. And that is why I like museums like this, because they present you with new ideas in new places. Well, reporting for the Weekday Report, my name is Neil Baptiste, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one, and be open.
Am I just looking through the viewfinder?